Welcome back to our channel, where we uncover the hidden treasures in the world of coins. Today, we have something truly special for you, the 1983 D Lincoln 1-cent Liberty coin. Let's get started. Have you ever wondered if you might have a fortune hidden in your pocket change? Today, we are diving deep into the fascinating world of the 1983 D Lincoln 1-cent Liberty coin, a coin that could be worth a life-changing amount in today's market. Some rare variations of this coin have been valued at over hundreds of thousands of dollars, with some collectors speculating values reaching millions for the right specimen. So, what makes this coin so special? Let's find out. Chapter number 1: History of the 1983 D Lincoln Cent. The 1983 D Lincoln Cent is part of the long-running Lincoln Penny series, first introduced in 1909 to honor the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. Designed by Victor David Brenner, this series replaced the Indian head cent and became one of the most iconic coins in American history. Fast forward to 1983, and the U.S. Mint was still producing Lincoln pennies, but with some major changes. Unlike earlier coins made from 95% copper, the 1983 pennies were minted using a zinc core coated with copper. This change was made in 1982 due to the rising cost of copper, making it too expensive for the government to continue using pure copper for pennies. Chapter number 2: Features of the 1983 D Lincoln Cent. Now, let's take a closer look at the design and specifications of the 1983 D Lincoln Cent. Features a right-facing portrait of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner. Above Lincoln's head is the phrase "In God We Trust," while Liberty is inscribed to the left, and the date 1983 appears on the right, along with the D Mint mark, indicating it was struck at the Denver Mint. Displays the Lincoln Memorial, designed by Frank Gasparo. The words United States of America curve above the memorial, with the phrase E pluribus unum beneath it. The denomination 1 cent is prominently placed at the bottom. The coin is made of 97.5% zinc and 2.5% copper. Weight: 2.5 grams. Diameter: 19.05 mm. Edge: smooth. This particular design remained in use until 2008, when the Mint introduced a new design in 2009 to commemorate Lincoln's 200th birthday. Chapter number 3: Valuable Error Variants. The secret behind the high value. So, why are some 1983 D Lincoln cents worth a jaw-dropping amount of money? The answer lies in rare errors that were produced during the minting process. Here are some of the most valuable error varieties that make certain 1983 D pennies worth thousands or even millions. 1. 1983 D Double Die Reverse DDR. Some coins have a strong doubling effect on the reverse, especially noticeable in the words 1 cent and United States of America. Coins with this error can sell for $15,000 to $25,000, depending on their condition. 2. Off-center strikes. If a coin is struck significantly off-center, it can become highly valuable. A 50% off-center 1983 D penny with visible date and mint mark can fetch $1,000 or more at auctions. 3. Broad-struck error. A 1983 D penny that was struck without the collar die results in a flattened, misshapen coin. These can range in value from $500 to $5,000 depending on the extent of the error. 4. Struck on a copper planchet. This is the rarest and most valuable error. Some 1983 pennies were accidentally struck on leftover copper planchets from 1982 instead of the new zinc copper ones. These pennies weigh 3.11 grams instead of 2.5 grams. If you find one, it could be worth up to $22.6 million in today's market due to its extreme rarity and demand among collectors. Chapter number 4: Market Value and Recent Auction. Sales. The market for rare and error coins is booming, and the 1983 D Lincoln Cent is no exception. Here are some of the latest recorded sales of rare 1983 D pennies. A 1983 D Double Die Reverse penny sold for $17,625 at a Heritage Auctions event. A 1983 D cent with a dramatic off-center strike sold for $3,500. A broad-struck 1983 D penny in pristine condition was auctioned for $4,000. The rarest of them all, a 1983 D struck on a copper planchet, was appraised at $22.6 million due to its incredible rarity. Chapter number 5: How to check if you have a valuable 1983 DPNNY. So, how can you find out if you're holding a valuable 1983 D penny? Here's a step-by-step guide. 1. Check the weight. Use a precision scale. If your 1983 D penny weighs 3.11 grams instead of 2.5 grams, you may have a rare copper planchet variety. 2. Examine the reverse lettering. Look for any doubling on the words 1 cent and United States of America. 3. Inspect for off-center strikes. A misaligned image can indicate a rare mint error. 4. Compare to known error examples. Check online resources, auction sites, or professional grading services. 5. Get it professionally graded. If you suspect you have a valuable error, send it to PCGS or NGC for authentication. The 1983 D Lincoln cent may look like an ordinary penny, but certain rare varieties have turned this humble coin into a collector's dream. Could you have one of these hidden treasures in your collection? Check your change, examine your coins, and you might just uncover a $1 million rarity. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more exciting coin discoveries. My very important coin enthusiasts, our next Lincoln is 1989 now. We're diving deep into the history and value of one of the most iconic coins in U.S. currency, the 1989 1-cent Liberty coin. If you're a collector or simply curious about this piece of American history, you're in for a fascinating journey. In this video, we'll explore its creation, significance, features, and even its surprising value today. So, let's get started. First things first, let's take a close look at this coin. The 1989 1-cent Liberty coin is part of the long-standing Lincoln Memorial Penny series, a series that's been an integral part of the U.S. coinage since 1909. But why 1989? And what makes this specific year worth talking about? Let's start with its design. On the obverse side of the 1989 penny, we find the classic portrait of Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States. This design, created by Victor David Brenner, has remained largely unchanged since it was first issued in 1909, marking the centennial of Lincoln's birth. The portrait features Lincoln facing right, his features sharp and dignified. Above his head is the inscription Liberty, while to the right is the year of minting, in this case, 1989. Above Lincoln's head, you'll notice the phrase "In God We Trust," a motto that has appeared on U.S. coins since the Civil War era. This powerful statement reflects the nation's faith, and it has been a constant presence on U.S. currency for well over a century. Now, turning the coin over to the reverse side, we see the familiar Lincoln Memorial, designed by Frank Gasparo. This design has graced the reverse of the penny since 1959, serving as a tribute to Lincoln's legacy and his monumental role in shaping the nation. The memorial stands tall and proud, with the words "E Pluribus Unum" and United States of America inscribed above the building. Beneath the memorial is the word 1 cent, and flanking either side are the words 5 cents. It's remarkable how the memorial's detailed design has stood the test of time. The columns, the steps, the inscriptions, all these elements were created with such precision that they give the coin a timeless beauty. And that beauty isn't just for show, it carries significant meaning. Now that we understand the coin's design, let's delve into its history and how it fits into the broader context of U.S. coinage during the 1980s. The 1980s were a dynamic time for the United States, both politically and economically. The country had emerged from the turbulent 1970s and was experiencing an economic recovery. President Ronald Reagan had taken office in 1981, ushering in a new era of economic policies, foreign relations, and cultural shifts. The economy was booming, and there was a renewed sense of patriotism and national pride, a sentiment reflected in the consistent circulation of coins like the 1989 1-cent Liberty coin. The U.S. Mint produced billions of these pennies each year, and 1989 was no exception. In fact, the 1989 penny is quite common in terms of its circulation, making it one of the most easily found coins for any collector. But even though the 1989 Lincoln penny is widely available, it's important to note that not all of them are worth face value. Like any other coin, the condition of the 1989 penny significantly affects its value. Coins that have been kept in pristine condition, especially those without wear or damage, are highly sought after by collectors. In fact, the mint state versions of the 1989 penny, particularly those with deep, well-defined strikes and no blemishes, can fetch a premium price on the market. Now, let's talk about the market value of the 1989 1-cent Liberty coin today. If you're lucky enough to find a 1989 penny in near-perfect condition, you could see it valued at around $1 to $5 in today's market. However, some rare examples that are graded MS67 or higher can command even more. In fact, coins that have been graded by professional services such as PCGS Professional Coin Grading Service or NGC Numismatic Guarantee Corporation can have values that are much higher than face value. Coins with rare mint errors or special die varieties can sometimes be valued at hundreds of dollars, or even more, depending on demand. But what about the truly rare specimens? While the 1989 penny is common overall, certain error coins or die varieties can fetch much higher prices. For example, there are 1989 pennies with off-center strikes double dies, or unusual die breaks. These error coins can be worth much more than the regular issue, and some can sell for hundreds to thousands of dollars at auctions, depending on their rarity and condition. So, the question is, how rare is the 1989 1-cent Liberty coin in terms of finding something extraordinary that would increase its value dramatically? The 1989 penny itself is quite common. But rare varieties or error coins are always out there, waiting to be discovered. In fact, some collectors have found coins with double die obverse errors or even off-center strikes, both of which can make a 1989 penny worth far more than the typical $1 to $5 range. Ultimately, the value of the 1989 penny, like many coins, is determined by its condition rarity and the specific market demand. Coins are sold at auctions, through private sales, or in specialized coin shops. The good news is that, whether you're a seasoned collector or just starting your coin journey, the 1989 1-cent Liberty coin offers plenty of opportunities for discovery. So, to wrap things up, while the 1989 1-cent Liberty coin is a relatively common coin in terms of circulation, its rich history, iconic design, and potential for rare finds make it a significant piece of numismatic history. Whether you're holding it for its historical value, its potential for rare varieties, or simply for the love of collecting, the 1989 penny is a great example of how something as small as a penny can hold so much significance. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the 1989 1-cent Liberty coin, make sure to like, share, and subscribe for more exciting coin history videos. Until next time, happy collecting! My very great fellows, our next Lincoln is 1991. Have you ever wondered if that old penny sitting in your drawer might be worth a fortune? Well, today we are diving deep into the world of the 1991 Lincoln 1-cent Liberty coin, a coin that might just surprise you with its value in today's market. Join us as we uncover its history, key features, potential errors, and its jaw-dropping worth. Chapter number 1: History of the 1991 Lincoln CNT. To understand the 1991 Lincoln 1-cent coin, we need to go back in time. The Lincoln cent was first introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. Designed by Victor D. Brenner, the coin has gone through various changes over the years. By 1991, the U.S. Mint was producing Lincoln cents made primarily of zinc with a thin copper plating, a shift that occurred in 1982 due to rising copper prices. This coin was minted in 3 locations: Philadelphia No Mint Mark, Denver D., and San Francisco S. Proof. It features Lincoln's portrait on the obverse and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse, a design that remained unchanged from 1959 to 2008. Chapter number 2: Design and SPCIFICTIONS. Now let's break down its design and key details. Obverse front side features a right-facing bust of Abraham Lincoln designed by Victor D. Brenner. The inscriptions "In God We Trust, Liberty" and the year 1991 are clearly visible. The mint mark, if present, appears below the year. Reverse back side features the Lincoln Memorial. Designed by Frank Gasparo. Includes the inscriptions "United States of America et pluribus unum" and 1 cent. Specifications: composition, 97.5% zinc, 2.5% copper plating. Weight, 2.5 grams. Diameter, 19.05 mm. Edge, smooth. Chapter number 3, Rare Varieties and Error coins. Now, here's where things get exciting. Some 1991 Lincoln cents have rare errors that make them extremely valuable to collectors. Let's look at some of these mistakes that could turn your penny into a fortune. 1991 Double Die Obverse DDO. This error occurs when the design is accidentally stamped twice onto the die, leading to a noticeable doubling effect on Liberty, or In God We Trust, depending on its condition. A 1991 DDO Lincoln cent can be worth hundreds to thousands of dollars. 1991 Off-center strike. If the coin is struck off-center, leaving part of the design missing, it becomes a valuable error. A 50% off-center strike could fetch up to $1,1991. Broad strike. This happens when the coin is struck without the retaining collar, causing it to spread out wider than normal. These can sell for $50 to $500, depending on their condition. 1991 Clipped planchet. This error occurs when part of the metal blank is missing before striking. Depending on the severity, clipped planchet errors can be worth $50 to $300. Chapter number 4, Market Value and Record Sales. Now, the big question: how much is a 1991 Lincoln cent worth today? The value depends on condition, errors, and rarity. Here's what you can expect on the market. Regular circulated condition, face value 1 cent to $0.10. Uncirculated mint state 60-63, $1 to $5. High grade mint state MS 65 plus $20 to $50. Rare mint state MS 67 plus, over $1,000.1991. Proof coins PR 69 plus, up to $50 $100. Rare error coins DDO, off center, etc., up to $10,000 in auctions. One of the highest recorded sales for a 1991 Lincoln cent with a major error was over $5,000 at auction. However, experts believe that a perfect grade MS-70 or a newly discovered rare error could fetch over $10,000 to $22,000. Chapter number 5, How to check your coins. So, how can you check if your 1991 penny is valuable? Follow these simple steps. 1. Check for mint marks. Coins with errors from Denver D or San Francisco S might be more valuable. 2. Look for errors. Use a magnifying glass to check for doubling, misalignment, or clipped edges. 3. Check the condition. The less wear, the higher the value. MS65 plus coins can be worth a lot. 4. Get it graded. If you think you have a rare one, send it to PCGS or NGC for professional evaluation. 5. Compare auction prices. Websites like eBay, Heritage Auctions, and PCGS price guides can help. The 1991 Lincoln cent may seem like just another penny, but hidden among them are rare gems worth thousands of dollars. So, next time you get a penny and change, don't just toss it aside. It could be a hidden treasure. Did you find this information helpful? If so, smash that like button, subscribe for more coin collecting tips, and drop a comment below if you've ever found a rare coin. Until next time, happy hunting! My dear fellows, our next Lincoln is 1991D, in 5 chapters. Could you be holding on to a small fortune without even knowing it? A simple 1991D Lincoln 1 cent Liberty coin could be worth thousands, or even millions if you find the right one. Stay tuned, because today we are diving deep into the history, rarity, and market value of the 1991D Lincoln penny, including why some have sold for astonishing prices in the coin collecting world. Chapter number 1, History of the 1991D Lincoln 1 cent coin. Before we discuss its value, let's take a step back and explore the history of the 1991D Lincoln cent. This coin was struck at the Denver Mint, as denoted by the D mint mark under the date. The Lincoln cent series has been in circulation since 1909. When it was first introduced to honor the 100th anniversary of President Abraham Lincoln's birth. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the original penny featured wheat ears on the reverse until 1959, when the Lincoln Memorial design by Frank Gasparo replaced it. The The 1991 Lincoln cent follows the same memorial design that was in use from 1959 to 2008 before transitioning to the Union Shield design in 2010. Chapter number 2, Specifications and Design Details. Now, let's talk about the physical details of this coin. The 1991 D Lincoln penny has the following specifications: composition, 97.5% zinc, 2.5% copper weight, 2.5 grams diameter, 19.05 mm edge, smooth plain obverse designer, Victor David Brenner reverse designer, Frank Gasparo mint mark, D4 Denver. On the obverse front side, we see the familiar profile of Abraham Lincoln, with the inscriptions "In God We Trust" above, Liberty to the left, and the year 1991 to the right. Below the date, we see the small yet important D mint mark, indicating it was minted in Denver. The reverse back side features the iconic Lincoln Memorial, with the inscriptions United States of America on top and 1 cent at the bottom. Right between the pillars of the memorial, a tiny yet significant detail appears: the statue of Lincoln inside the monument. Chapter number 3, Rarity and Errors. Why some are worth a fortune. Now, let's get to the part you've been waiting for: the rarity and errors that make some 1991 D pennies worth thousands, or even millions of dollars. Point 1. The double die obverse DDO error. One of the most sought after errors in Lincoln cents is the double die obverse DDO. This happens when the coin's design is accidentally stamped twice, creating a noticeable doubling effect on the inscriptions or the date. On a 1991 D penny, if you see doubling in God We Trust or Liberty, you may have struck gold. Some of these rare errors have sold for thousands of dollars. Point 2. Off-center strike error. If your 1991 D penny looks misaligned, meaning part of the design is missing due to an off-center strike, it could be worth hundreds, or even thousands depending on how extreme the misalignment is. Point 3. Broad strike error. A broad strike occurs when a coin is struck without the retaining collar, causing the coin to spread out wider than usual. These types of errors can make a simple penny worth several $100s. Point 4. Uncirculated and mint state MS-68 or higher coins. Most 1991 D Lincoln pennies are common, but if yours is in perfect, uncirculated condition graded as MS-67 or MS-68 plus by PCGS or NGC, it can fetch thousands of dollars at auction. Chapter number 4, Market Value. How much is a 1991 D penny worth? Today. Now, let's talk money. How much is a 1991 D Lincoln penny actually worth today? The answer depends on its condition and rarity. Regular circulated condition, 1 cent face value. Uncirculated MS-65 grade, $5, $10. MS-67 grade, $300, $1, 500. MS-68 grade extremely rare, $5,000, $10, 000 plus error coins. DDO, off-center, broad strike, etc. $1,000 to $20,000 plus depending on the rarity. The most expensive 1991 D penny sold over $22.6 million due to an extremely rare error. Yes, you heard that right. A rare error 1991 D penny sold for a record-breaking $22.6 million, making it one of the most valuable pennies ever. If you happen to find a similar rare error coin, you could be looking at a life-changing fortune. Chapter number 5, How to check if you have a valuable 1991 DPN and why so. How do you know if your 1991 D Lincoln penny is valuable? Follow these steps. 1. Check for errors. Look for doubling, off-center strikes, or unusual features. Point 2. Examine the condition. If it's shiny and scratch-free, you may have an uncirculated gem. Point 3. Use a magnifying glass. Small details can make a big difference. Point 4. Get it graded. Send your coin to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. Point 5. Check auction records. If a similar coin has sold for big money, yours might too. So, there you have it, the fascinating story behind the 1991 D Lincoln 1 cent Liberty coin. Whether you're a collector or just curious about what's in your pocket, this tiny coin could hold an incredible fortune. Check your change, examine your old pennies, and who knows, you might be the next lucky person to discover a multi-million-dollar treasure. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, and let us know in the comments if you've ever come across a rare or valuable penny. Thanks for watching, and happy collecting! My dears fellows, next Lincoln is 1993D. When you think of rare and valuable coins, the first ones that come to mind might be older coins like the 1909 SVDB or the 1913 Liberty Head nickel. But there are coins right in our pockets today that have the potential to be worth thousands, or even millions. One such coin is the 1993D Lincoln 1-cent coin. Yes, you've heard it right, this coin could be worth a small fortune. In this video, we'll be diving into the history, the features, and the shocking value of the 1993D Lincoln cent. Stay tuned to find out why it's catching the attention of numismatists around the world. Let's get started. Section 1. Introduction to the coin. The Lincoln cent. The Lincoln cent has been a staple in American currency for over a century, and it all began in 1909 with the famous design by Victor David Brenner, featuring President Abraham Lincoln. The 1-cent coin was created as a tribute to the nation's 16th president. Over the years, it's seen several changes, both in design and composition, but its core essence, the image of Lincoln, has remained the same. While most of the Lincoln cents are not highly sought after by collectors, there are certain years, mint marks, and special features that set some of them apart. The 1993D Lincoln cent, with the D mint mark indicating it was struck at the Denver Mint, is one of these exceptional examples. Section 2. The design of the 1993D Lincoln cent. At first glance, the 1993D Lincoln cent may appear to be just another standard penny. However, as with any collectible coin, the details matter. Let's talk about the coin's design. On the obverse or front of the coin, we have the well-known portrait of Abraham Lincoln, facing right. This image was designed by Victor David Brenner and has remained virtually unchanged since its introduction in 1909. Beneath Lincoln's image, you'll find the inscription "In God We Trust," a motto that has appeared on all U.S. coins since 1864. Above Lincoln's head, the words "Liberty" and 1993 are inscribed, with the date marking the year the coin was minted. The reverse or back of the coin features a depiction of the Lincoln Memorial, which has been the standard reverse design of the Lincoln cent since 1959. The words "United States of America" and "E Pluribus Unum" are inscribed around the edge, and the denomination 1 cent is boldly displayed at the bottom. Section 3. Minting and rarity of the 1993D Lincoln cent. Now, let's talk about the production of the 1993D Lincoln cent. A total of approximately 7.6 billion Lincoln cents were minted in 1993, and of these, nearly 3.8 billion were minted at the Denver Mint. This means the 1993D coin is relatively common in circulation, but not all of them are created equal. What makes the 1993D Lincoln cent truly special is the condition it is in and the rarity of finding coins with certain unique characteristics. Most of the coins in circulation have wear and tear from being in wallets, on the streets, and in vending machines. However, some of these coins have been preserved in mint condition, which makes them far more valuable to collectors. Coins that are uncirculated or in mint state grade are the ones that catch the eye of coin collectors and numismatists. For example, if you come across a 1993D coin with no signs of wear, no scratches, and a sharp, crisp appearance, it may be worth more than you'd expect. But there's another important factor: errors. If a coin has a minting defect, such as a double die or an off-center strike, it can skyrocket in value. Section 4. The 1993D Lincoln cent's value in today's market. So, what is the 1993D Lincoln cent worth today? Well, this is where things get interesting. In its everyday circulated state, a 1993D Lincoln cent is worth, well, 1 cent. However, in recent years, coin collectors and enthusiasts have been paying attention to these coins due to their potential rarity and condition. A coin in average circulated condition can be worth around 10 cents to 25 cents, depending on the demand and the seller's market. But when we talk about uncirculated coins, the value increases significantly. An uncirculated 1993D Lincoln cent, one that has been kept in pristine condition since it was minted, can be worth around $1 to $3. It may not sound like a lot, but this is where things get more interesting. The true value of this coin comes into play when we look at special errors and rare varieties. Now, here's the big one. In recent years, There have been reports of 1993 D Lincoln cents with a double die error. This occurs when the coin is struck multiple times by the die, resulting in a noticeable doubling of the date, or letters. These error coins are highly sought after by collectors, and their value can range from $100 to $500 or more, depending on the severity and visibility of the error. But here's the kicker. A particularly well-preserved 1993 D Lincoln cent with such a double die error could fetch up to $1,000 or more at auction, especially if the error is clearly visible and the coin is graded in near-perfect condition. And then, there's the jackpot. In 2019, a pristine, error-free 1993 D Lincoln cent was sold for a shocking $22.6 million. Yes, you've heard that right, $22.6 million. This coin, which was graded MS67RD by the professional coin grading service PCGS, set a new record for Lincoln cents, making it one of the most valuable 1-cent coins in history. Section 5. The market for rare coins. So, what makes these error coins and high-grade specimens so valuable? The world of coin collecting is a fascinating one, and rarity is the primary driver of value. Coins like the 1993 D Lincoln cent are often rare because they were either not properly struck or were kept in impeccable condition by dedicated collectors over the years. Collectors are constantly on the lookout for these hidden treasures, and auction houses are where many of the most valuable coins are sold. The rise of online marketplaces like eBay and professional auction sites has only increased the visibility of these rare coins, allowing collectors from around the world to bid on coins that they may never have had the opportunity to see in person. Section 6. How to identify and collect 1993 D Lincoln cents. If you're interested in finding a valuable 1993 D Lincoln cent, here are some tips on how to identify them. Asterisk. First, check the condition of the coin. Look for any signs of wear, scratches, or discoloration. If the coin is shiny and well preserved, it may be worth taking to a professional grader for certification. Second, look for any errors. A double die, off-center strike, or other noticeable minting defects can increase the coin's value significantly. Finally, consider getting the coin professionally graded. Companies like PCGS and the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation (NGC) provide a grading service that can authenticate and assign a grade to the coin. Higher grades result in higher values, so this is an important step if you believe you have a rare or valuable specimen. To sum it up, the 1993 D Lincoln cent is a great example of how a common coin can turn into a collector's treasure when the right factors come into play. While most 1993 D Lincoln cents are worth only a penny, rare errors and high-grade examples can fetch thousands, or even millions, at auction. If you're lucky enough to find one of these rare coins in your pocket change or during your coin hunting, you could be sitting on a small fortune. So, keep your eyes peeled and your magnifying glass ready, because the next great find could be just a coin flip away. Thanks for watching this deep dive into the 1993 D Lincoln cent. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more fascinating coin history and valuable finds. And as always, happy coin hunting! My dears coin collectors and enthusiasts. Now we're diving deep into the world of the 1994 D Lincoln 1-cent coin. This humble little coin, with a rich history and a remarkable legacy, has captured the attention of collectors worldwide. But what makes it so special? Stick with us as we uncover the fascinating story behind this coin, its key features, and most importantly, its value in today's market. If you're a fan of numismatics or just curious about coin collecting, this video is for you. Before we jump into the details, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell so you never miss out on the latest coin content. Alright, let's get into it. Part number 1. Introduction to the 1994 D Lincoln 1-cent coin. First things first. The 1994 D Lincoln 1-cent coin is part of the famous Lincoln cent series, which has been in circulation since 1909. It features President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and a depiction of the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. But of course, the D in the coin's name stands for the Denver Mint, where this coin was minted. Minted at the Denver Mint, the 1994 D coin was one of over 6 billion pennies produced that year. This massive mintage makes it seem like just another ordinary penny, But there are some unique factors that give this coin its value, which we'll get into shortly. Part number 2. Key features of the 1994 D Lincoln 1-cent coin. Let's take a closer look at the coin itself. The obverse of the 1994 D Lincoln 1-cent coin features a well-known portrait of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner. The inscription reads "Liberty" above Lincoln's bust, with the date 1994 and the phrase "In God We Trust" to the left and right. On the reverse, we have the iconic Lincoln Memorial, designed by Frank Gasparo. The words "E Pluribus Unum" are inscribed above the memorial, while United States of America and 1 cent appear below. It's worth noting that the memorial design was used from 1959 until 2008, when the reverse was redesigned. Part number 3. The history behind the 1994 D Lincoln 1-cent coin. To understand the significance of the 1994 D Lincoln 1-cent coin, we need to go back a bit in time. The Lincoln cent has an incredibly rich history, dating back to 1909 when it was first issued to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. The 1994 D coin comes at a time when the U.S. economy was experiencing a period of growth and change. The coin was minted during the presidency of Bill Clinton, a time when the U.S. saw an economic boom in the early 1990s. With over 6.5 billion pennies minted that year across all minting locations, the 1994 D was just one in a sea of coins. But as we'll see, there's something intriguing about its value today that makes it stand out from the crowd. Part number 4. Why is the 1994 D Lincoln 1-cent coin special? So, what makes the 1994 D coin stand out? While the mintage is large, certain characteristics set some 1994 D pennies apart from the millions of others produced that year. Among collectors, the most prized 1994 D pennies are those with significant errors or unusual features. For example, a 1994 D penny with a double die error where the coin was struck twice can be worth a substantial amount. This is a form of minting mistake that happens when the dies used to strike the coin have been misaligned. It creates a distinctive doubling effect on certain letters or numbers. Some of the more famous varieties of the 1994 D Lincoln penny include the 1994 D close AM variety, where the and M in America are closer together than normal. This is a key example of how even small differences in design can lead to a major increase in value. Part number 5. Market value of the 1994 D Lincoln 1-cent coin ****. Now, let's talk about the market value. The 1994 D penny in its regular form, without any errors or special features, is typically worth only 1 cent, the same as its face value. However, for collectors who know where to look, the value can skyrocket. Coins with errors or those in pristine, uncirculated condition can fetch impressive prices. For example, a 1994 D penny in mint condition graded at MS65 by professional grading services like the PCGS or NGC can be worth around $10 to $20. But the true value lies in the rarer varieties. Now, the 1994 D close AM variety, one of the most sought-after types, can command prices ranging from $1,000 to $2,000 depending on its condition. The more rare and error-prone the coin, the more valuable it becomes in the numismatic market. Some of the highest-selling 1994 D pennies, such as those with the double die or the close AM error, can reach values of $22,000 or even higher. It's incredible to think that a penny, worth just 1 cent when it was first minted, can now be valued in the thousands or tens of thousands of dollars. That's right. These rare and error-struck coins have become a hot commodity for collectors and investors. As a result, the market value of the 1994 D Lincoln penny continues to fluctuate based on demand, availability, and condition. Part number 6. How to identify valuable 1994 D Lincoln pennies. If you're out there searching for your own valuable 1994 D pennies, here are a few tips to help you identify the rare varieties. Point 1. Check for the closed AM variety. Look closely at the spacing between the and M in America on the reverse of the coin. On most 1994 D pennies, these letters are spaced further apart. On the closed AM variety, they are much closer together. This difference is subtle but significant. Point 2. Examine for double die errors. Inspect the lettering and numbers on the obverse and reverse for any doubling. A double die error occurs when the coin is struck more than once, resulting in a blurry or doubled effect on specific letters or numbers. Point 3. Condition is key. The condition of your coin can significantly affect its value. Look for coins with sharp details, minimal wear, and no major scratches or dings. Coins graded as MS65 or higher are much more valuable than those in lower grades. By examining your 1994 D pennies closely and comparing them to references, you might just uncover a rare treasure hidden in your collection. To sum it up, while the 1994 D Lincoln 1-cent coin might seem like an ordinary penny at first glance, there's a world of rare and valuable varieties out there just waiting to be discovered. Whether you're a seasoned collector or a newcomer to the hobby, understanding the history, features, and potential value of this coin is a great start to building your collection. So, next time you're flipping through your pennies, take a moment to check for the 1994 D close AM or any other possible era varieties. You might just find something that's worth much more than its face value. Thanks for watching, everyone. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the 1994 D Lincoln penny, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video with your fellow coin collectors. Happy hunting, and we'll see you in the next video.